In the heart of a man is a compass, constantly searching and seeking, finding no rest until the purpose is seen or acquired. I guess. Many find no rest at all. We've all heard of this term becoming, which is the lifelong pursuit of a man who is hoping to match the image that God has created him or her to be. Now, God has made us so that man cannot be satisfied until they receive the fullness of their purpose. He's made us to have eternity in our hearts. Ecclesiastes 3:11 says, "He has made everything beautiful in its time. He has also planted eternity in man's heart and mind, a divinely implanted sense of purpose, working through the ages which nothing under the sun but God alone can satisfy. Yet so that men cannot find out what God has done from the beginning to the end. So man searches, not knowing or ignorantly bypassing the fact that they can only know their full purpose through the one who created them, God himself, the creator of our innermost being." Which makes sense, right? The creator of a thing having the answer to a thing. It's for... Can you shush? You're making noise. So what is my why? To help bring people into themselves, ideally through Jesus. Now, you may reject this notion and think you know enough of yourself already and you're going to continue doing it this way because it's worked for you this far. I can empathize with this, and as I've said, like, I've not curated my why to be specifically for believers. If I've said that I want to help bring people into themselves, that's everyone, because that is everyone's desire. Remember Ecclesiastes 3:11. But my belief and prayer is that you will see that Jesus is the only way along the way, or along my journey. You will see that Jesus is the only way, because that is a truth that we'll have to all come to terms with sooner or later. By his grace, I will not be sugarcoating the truth of this channel. I desire so much to become, because there's so much joy in knowing yourself and knowing yourself through Christ. Christ. So good, Angela. I desire to become, because there's so much beauty in knowing yourself and knowing yourself through Christ. You no longer become your saving grace or your redeemer or your provider trying to like know yourself. No, not even know yourself, like trying to carry the weight of your own life for the rest of your life. It provides stability in an unstable world. You stand on solid rock. When presented with something wavering or fickle, the answer is easy, because your identity is not tossed by the wind. Knowing yourself is the sweet spot of life through Christ. And I want people to have that, because I've experienced glimpses of that, and it's been just so beautiful and it's so joyful. And I've been around people who also have that and have experienced that. And the first thing that comes to mind is the first episode of Creatives Unite with the girls, and they were talking about the meaning of main character to them. And I think it was just so beautiful being in a room of women who knew themselves through Christ, and like can't chat to them like, bro, when Christ says it is. When Christ says it isn't. Like, that is it. But I know myself that there's more. Like, there are days I feel down and it feels horrible. I feel lost. I don't know what I'm doing. And I know that other people feel that too, because it's in like our DNA, which is Christ. We share the same DNA. Everyone has that feeling. And the desire of mine is that we do not. At least most of the time. Glory. One thing everyone deserves is to know themselves. Whether someone has bullied you, hurt you, betrayed you, not listened to you. Because if everyone knows themselves, it brings mankind back to Eden. They stop hiding behind things that will make them hurt others and hurt themselves. Put it this way, if Adam and Eve knew God and knew themselves, they'd know that the extent of what God was giving them was far more appealing than the apple the serpent had to offer them. You fall when you don't know yourself. So I want man and woman to know him and herself.